The only way you're going to stop this is the death penalty for drug dealers. I don't know if this country is ready for it, but if you think about it, each drug dealer on average kills 500 people on average. He or she, drug dealer, kills five. I know so many families who have lost a son or a daughter or parents even to fentanyl. And I had a deal worked out with China, with President Xi directly, that he was going to give. I said to him, do you have a drug problem? When I first met him, he looked at me like, what a stupid question.
Exactly.
He said, no drug problem. I said, well, what do you do? Death penalty, immediate death penalty. And I said, that sounds... He said, without it, I talked to him a lot about it. He said, without it, China was a drug-loaded country years ago. Other countries, much smaller, would take it over because they were all
wasted,
drugged out with the opium and the poppy. And they had a big problem. But they execute drug dealers. They have absolutely no drug problem. Singapore has no drug problem. And it's not nice to talk about, but it's the only way you're going to solve the problem. You're never going to have...
I will tell you, Director Deutsch, as a former Los Angeles police narcotics detective, that the agency has dealt drugs throughout this country for a long time. Director Deutsch, I will refer you to 3 specific agency operations known as Amadeus, Pegasus, and Watchtower. I have Watchtower documents heavily redacted by the agency. I was personally exposed to CIA operations and recruited by CIA personnel who attempted to recruit me in the late 70s to become involved in protecting agency drug operations in this country. I have been trying to get this out for 18 years, and I have the evidence.
If you have information about CIA illegal activity, you should immediately bring that information to the Los Angeles Police Department.
I did bring this information out 18 years ago, and I got shot at and forced out of LAPD because of it.
Association facing drug charges tonight, accused of importing and then distributing thousands of synthetic opioid pills.
I would equal that to, your neighbor, Mr. Rogers is a serial killer. Totally stunned.
Neighbors of Joanne Segovia say they are in shock tonight after learning she has been charged by the United States Attorney. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Meebeck.
And I'm Greg Lee. Prosecutors say the 64-year-old leader of the police union has been importing the drugs for 7 years. The United States Department of Justice says Segovia, who is a civilian, not a sworn officer, used her personal and office computers to order thousands of pills to her home from abroad. There's a photo of her from her LinkedIn page. Authorities say between October 2015 and January of this year, Segovia had at least 61 shipments mailed to her home. They came from Hungary, India, Singapore, and other countries. The criminal complaint alleges that Segovia was apprehended as part of an ongoing Homeland Security investigation into a network that was shipping controlled substances into the Bay Area. We went by an address associated with her. Neighbors say they never would have suspected her of any illegal activity.
I did get a call from my wife that there were 10 or 11. You think of drug activity, you think of people coming and going, but if this is going across the country, it sounds like drug Amazon. Pretty wild.
The complaint also alleges Segovia used her office at the Police Officers Association to distribute some of the pills. A spokesperson for the San Jose Police Officers Association responded to the charges, saying no one at the POA is involved or had prior knowledge of the alleged acts. The board of directors is saddened and disappointed at hearing this news, and we have pledged to provide our full support to the investigative authorities.
Internal Affairs documents show this all started the night of October 24th, 2023, when Deputy Marvin Morales conducted a, quote, suspicious subject stop. The report says he recovered drugs in a piece of tinfoil that he thought was meth. We now know it was fentanyl. He cited the suspects and left. A few hours later, body camera video shows another deputy finding Morales passed out on the floor of a bathroom stall. The report says Morales smoked the drugs out of a pipe, then collapsed.
Morales! Wake up, bro!
The other deputy administered multiple doses of Narcan, and Morales was taken to the hospital where he became conscious again. And the report notes this caused emotional distress to Deputy Morales' partners who responded to save his life. There was a large-scale emergency response, which you can see in this video when our crews were on scene. The report says while Deputy Morales was at the hospital, samples of his hair tested positive for meth, which they say typically indicates chronic use.